Well, we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hidden Worlds Discoveries. I am Brian Donahue, your one-legged GM. With me tonight, I have Danielle, one of my amazing dev team folks. Michael
Repping the
Wimp,
brand.
repping the brand. I dig that. Michael wimped out. He's too tired from Dragon Con. I know
It's like Dragon Con's busy or
I
something.
know, right? I mean, it's just an itty bitty con. I what, two, three, four people, something like that. Um, and right now he's angrily typing into his keyboard to yell at us. It's
I don't
kind of
think he's
funny,
actually
I'm sure.
joined us yet.
Whoop! Something just happened. Did we just get a backer? I think we. Oh, we did get a backer. Hey, Silhouette, how are you doing? Um, awesome. welcome to First Time Chatter. Um, so tonight our discoveries is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be primarily talking about our Fringe Kickstarter that's currently going. It's about uh, miss you too, sweetheart. I really do. Silhouette is the amazing minion of author Sarah Noe. It's been way too long. I think it's been April since we've seen you. We do a lot of cons together, and they're both amazing people. So, today we're
The
talking
months
about
fly
the
by.
Fringe Kickstarter. It is ending in 4 hours, just under 4 hours now. I know I'm always running late to these things, but we are funded. Um, so it's a little one, anyways. Um, but do we have? Oh, I do have that. Let me see if I can post that. Hey, there we go. Woohoo! So you can see what's going on. Danielle, could you pin that for me?
Of course.
Um, so
Once I get
got
back to chat.
got
There we go.
Danielle doing many duties tonight. Um, so
Michael
there's
should be here soon to help.
hopefully, yes, hopefully we've got 5 watchers. That's plus, apparently. So uh, the um, the
Words are
Kickstarter.
hard.
Words are very hard. It's been a long day. Uh, Physanthropist's Guide to the Fringe is a sci-fi setting for our tabletop game, Hidden Worlds. Um, it is a setting book. Uh, we have a system set up where, if you're not familiar with our game is a single D20, no classes, no levels, skill-based use, story-based advancement. Um, and we have one core book, and the rest is everything else is supplemental. Um, that one core book is set in modern day or near future Earth in a modern urban fantasy setting. Sci-fi is the next setting that we're coming out with. It's a smaller book. You will need the core to do that.
Which is still very affordable.
Yes. Um, yeah. So, the main core book, the soft cover is $27. And actually, we have, I think, a sci-fi core kit for what, 45? I think is listed on the Kickstarter. We'll look at that in just a second. Um, but I wanted to talk people through, show you some of the fun stuff that is going on with the Kickstarter and is in the Fringe setting. So with the Fringe setting, the biggest thing we're adding is aliens and starships and augmentation. Um, so before I do too much here, let's buzz through a small goal of $500. We're at 704, so we are there. Um, Lots of reward tiers, which are going to be really tiny on your screen now that I'm looking at that.
Feel free to click the link and follow along.
Thank you. Yes, click the link and follow along with us. So everything from a PDF copy of the book. Cool.
Yeah, all the things.
Thank you very much, Silhouette.
Oh, wow.
You are
Nice. Thank
amazing.
you.
So everything from the PDF kit all the way up to what we call a world kit, which is literally one of everything. And yes, of course, we have add-ons, lots of add-ons, including all of the Hidden Worlds related stuff with the top row there, and then we have my original trilogy, which is the Knightsbane trilogy, our omnibus edition, which is over 800 pages and makes a handy dandy doorstop or improvised weapon at the same time. Does not make good armor. We tested it, but we did find that out.
We didn't have to actually calculate the stats on that, so.
It stopped. Funny aside note, we actually did take it to the range just to test it. I had some old books that we were getting rid of we had changed covers or whatever. I live in Michigan, so we took it to the range. Like I said, makes a handy improvised weapon, does not make good armor. Stopped at 22. Mostly stopped at 9. Did not stop much larger than that.
Hey, it stopped something.
It did stop something, but you'd have to like strap them all over, and it would be really, really heavy. Anyways, also available.
So therefore, if you are a librarian, know that books can stop some things if you turn them into armor.
Hardcovers.
If we're going into the apocalypse and you need to armor up for the zombies.
Duct tape and hardcovers. Hardcovers always acted better, and get 2 or 3 small hardcovers together rather than one big hardcover, because you've got more layers of hardcover covers to go through. Again, one of these days I have to release that video, because I do have video of the range trip and us peeling through. And yes, the range trip is me video of me giggling and watching the paper machete go pew, or the paper confetti go pew after the bullets hit. I'm gonna release that as a B-roll at some point. Anyway,
Just
so
don't try to monetize it.
Yeah.
YouTube will not allow that one.
Oh no, it will not be monetized at all. But the giggling is worth it. We also have my book Smile Like a Pirate, which is a story about me and how I became the one-legged GM. And then also our card game Stealing Scenes Action. Those are all available as add-ons. Stretch goals, we're not quite to the first goal. I thought we had made it, but we did have a backer unfortunately back out. So we are $45 shy of the first goal, which is an amazing art print of that beautiful cover. So that starship there is the cover of the book. It's it's going to be fun. So tell your friends, let them know that they need to get $45 more, and we'll get everybody, all the physical backers will get a physical print of that cover.
$45 is just Fringe plus the core book. The signature
actually,
cover.
the core kit, the sci-fi core kit would be $45. Absolutely.
Which, if they haven't started with the system, you need that.
That would be everything there, plus the GM quick reference even. So that even gets better. I didn't even look. My guess is at some point we're still on automatic. I forgot to look. I bet you we're still on automatic ads today. So at some point ads will come up. Yeah.
We'll deal with it when it comes.
We'll get it. We'll deal with it. We'll be notified. We'll try to notify you. Anyways, see, this is how it's been today. It feels like today is Monday. And it's not. it's terrible that it feels like Monday. Anyways, um,
It feels like Monday, but it also feels like Friday, and I have too much to get done.
that's fair. That's fair. Yes, actually, I can absolutely feel that because this is such a short turnaround um, Kickstarter. In fact, we ran this as a 2-week Kickstarter. We're doing this as a short turnaround time. I am furiously working to get this book done because our goal will be out. We'll have it to be ready to hand out at Grand Rapids Comic Con in November. So if you're working the math backwards, that means I have to have it ready, literally ready to go. I have to have it written by end of this month. And then I've got about a week to lay it out to send it to print. So yeah.
You're close, though, right?
Actually, I'm pretty darn close. The mechanics are done. That's the thing is the mechanics are done. We didn't
What's the
introduce
fun part now?
yeah we did not introduce a lot of mechanics. We have introduced some though, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. Well, let's talk about the mechanics. A couple of things we're adding. We're adding 8 new aliens. Let me bring those up. And we will talk through those aliens. There we go. There's one of them. So, these are conceptual builds in Hero Lab, so it's not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah,
Especially since we tried to be a little more creative.
yes, we're trying to be a little bit, and I'm already working with the artist. Rob O'Neill is going to be doing the artwork for this book. He and I have been talking a lot about these folks, these aliens, and they're going to be cool. But these are some of the concepts, images I gave him. So this first race here is a Camillos. They are a um, bug-like alien with 6 legs, 6 limbs. Um, the head is not right at all on that. But
More praying mantis like, right?
uh, kind, yeah, much more insect-like. Um, hard carapace shell. They are a hardcore warrior race. Um, they really, uh, they have a not quite a hive mentality, but their broods are very important to them. Second here. So next up, we've got the Bayonet. These guys are
Your cuddly doom.
they really are. These are small, angry teddy bears that are really, really strong and bounce. Um, that's kind of the best way I can describe them. Is they also actually build up a static shock that they can use as a weapon, which is really fun. Because they walk around with fur. Um, yeah, that's they're short, angry teddy bears, and they're short because or they're angry because they're short, and everybody knows that they're short, and everybody picks on them because they're short. So
And they're
they're
too
angry.
cute.
Yep. Yep. Truly have a Napoleon complex on them. Yes. Let's see here. The Drakvin.
WD-42 would like to meet them.
WD-42 and a Bayonet would actually get along very, very well, I feel.
Exactly.
I feel, yes.
Reminiscing.
Even though WD is about twice as tall as the typical Bayonet, you'd get along very well. It'd almost be the Ewok Chewbacca experience. Except that the Bayonet could throw WD-42 across the room. Legitimately.
WD-42 never said that they, worked on their abs or anything.
That is true.
That wasn't their focus.
That is true. That is true.
They're strong, but that's
Yeah.
it.
Uh, Speaking of strong, the Drakvin here are somewhere around 8 to 9 foot tall. They're very big. They do have 4 arms. The two upper arms are very large, very bulky, um, used for gross motor movement and combat. The two smaller arms um, are have more dexterous and can almost do a semi-autonomous. So they're like it would be normal in combat for a Drakvin to be using the smaller arms to actually reload the guns that are in the larger arms. They have a incredibly warlike culture and are often used as shock troops uh, in wars and armies. Then we have our
Because we gotta have the
Terrans.
two extremes.
Yes. We have our Terrans. So Terrans are originally humans, but after the stuff that got us to the sci-fi setting, um, the Terrans have kind of been infused, or well, they've been infused with Atlantean blood. There's no other way to put it. Thank you, Michael, for your input on that. That is absolutely a brilliant idea from him as we brought these up. The Terrans are humans with an affinity for tech and magic combined. It's the best way I can put it. Let's see here. We have the Kieran. The Kieran are basically your grays, your typical gray aliens. The tall, thin, gaunt, big bug eyes from Legend. Um, they are very faith based, very heavily magic based. Um, they are the thinkers. They are the scholars. This is a very, very poor rendition of a Logosai. The Logosai. So in my legends, in my world, Spielberg based the Logosai off, or based ET off the Logosai. I'll just go there. Just saying it. He was impressed with the Logosai, and so he met one, was impressed with it, so he based ET on it. And we'll go from there. They are the scholars of the universe, and also they own the uh, the gate network that is that provides the major gate access between the major star systems. We have the Natare. These are small frog-like creatures that have the crazy ability to stretch very, very far. They are basically idiot savants when it comes to technology, and they're really good at fixing stuff. So it works better, but may not necessarily be, well, it may not look the best, but it will probably work better once they're done with it. And then we have the Starkey. The Starkey they look like giant wingless ravens. I know there's wings on there, but the wings that are on there um, are actually faith based. They're a talent that they have that they can glide with. So they are energy based, not necessarily always there. Those are the 8 races that we are bringing into the Fringe setting. All of them have their positives and negatives. They're treated very much like the others that we have, the monsters from the other handbook, um, where they are balanced They're very well balanced to play amongst themselves for various roles. Um, yeah, that's the races. And then one of the things that we're bringing in that I'm working on, like right now, is a new background system. So in this background system, instead of choosing your typical um, perks and flaws as you have in the past, you will have some of that, but also you're going to choose your um, where you grew up and what your family has a history for, and then whether you are a scion or a pariah of your family. So, if you grew up on a family starship, that's going to have certain things attached to it. And then, if you grew up, um, so if your family is, minors, that has certain things attached to it. And if you are a scion, you're going to have more bonuses that way. And if you're a pariah, you're going to have other bonuses a different way. And it's working out to be a really interesting way to make a character, unique character backgrounds, even if you start with the same characters all the way down. Having this location and family background really is starting to be fun. And I think we're going to try to implement it as an optional thing for the modern day setting that we're doing as well. I just have to put it together. Once we get it tested here, we'll have the basis for it, and then we can put it together. Um, those are the two big things for character creation: the new races, the new backgrounds. Oh, yeah, right. Um,
Travel.
augmentation.
Augmentation.
that
Augmentation, and we have travel as well, don't we?
Yes, yeah. Travel is another thing that is very different, but augmentation does have a part in character creation. So augmentation, we wanted to be able to add and by augmentation, I'm talking about like cyberware, um, biogenetic therapy, that sort of thing. We wanted to be able to do this, but we didn't want to be Shadowrun. We didn't want to be Cyberpunk. We didn't want to have the catalog of Chrome. I have one of those back on that side somewhere. I have a couple of them. I have a lot of old first gen Shadowrun stuff. I love the catalog of Chrome, but we don't want to have that. So with our augmentation system, two things. First of all, we're actually basing it on um, we're building it like it is our faith system. So you're going to have a set pool based on your health. And then what it does will drain from that pool. So or count against that total that you can have. So you can pick and choose. All right, so I want to have um, archetypes. I'll talk about those in just a second. Thanks, thanks, Joe. Um, so the with the augmentation, you're basically going to choose what it does, how powerful is it, that sort of thing, and then once you figure that out, it'll come up with it. You'll have look at a couple charts and you'll have that total. So it's a much faster build. It's a much easier build. And you're going to be able to choose from genetic therapy to cyberware to what we call artifacts. So artifacts in the original core system are objects that are built with faith abilities in them. Well, we're expanding that to do tattoo based artifacts on characters. That is a style of augmentation. So you'll actually be able to tattoo a specific pattern. Looks like we've got an ad break coming in about 4
You got
minutes.
4 minutes. See if you can
Cool.
make
Let's
it.
see if I can finish augmentation. So anyway, so you're going to basically be able to build an artifact ability. So a really cool ability. Like, for instance, I want to be able to shoot fireballs every time I point at somebody. Okay, you can build that ability as an artifact, have it tattooed onto your arm or whatever, and then it is built into you, and it counts as an augmentation. So you can mix and match gene therapy, cyberware, faith tattoos, all of that together, um, and to really kind of make your character shine the way you want to. And you can have as much or as little augmentation as you want. Um, and it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of story based stuff with that. So if you want to start with a heavily decked out character with a lot of augmentation, where'd you get the money? And that maybe you may start with heavy contracts to somebody or owing major favors. So a lot of that's going to build into your backstory, which I think is a really fun way of putting this, of implementing the system.
You can get
Um,
yourself in debt before
yes,
you even start.
and that would absolutely be, you think about well, heck, if it was an option today, it happened today with certain large corporations. But I mean, think about megacorps or whatever, where there's less regulation in space, in certain areas. I can easily see you. Oh, you want to have this job? You want to be this? Great. Well, you're going to have to get that. You're going to have this augmentation. Sure, we'll pay for it, but now you've got to work for us for the next 15 years, and that would happen 100%. I love that kind of style, which then makes the story so much more interesting with the player and the GM kind of getting involved in that.
I've just got repo the genetic opera stuck in my head.
Oh yeah, 100%,
Addicted to the knife.
100%. Um, and then archetypes. The cool thing is, actually, I was looking at this past weekend, and most of the archetypes we have fit still. You can twist them to fit into the sci-fi setting. We'll actually be adding a couple new ones. So archetypes, if you've not been in our system or not looked at the game book, is it's basically where you say, you know what, I want to play. I don't want to go through all of character creation. I want to kind of jumpstart character creation, almost a pre-gen, but with some customization. That's what an archetype is. And you can choose how long you've been doing that archetype. I see we got about a minute left before our ad break. There's 4 levels of that gives you varying stats. It's a very quick way. So you roll your attributes, get your backgrounds, and then you take your archetype and it fills in your skills. So we're going to be adding a few things like starship pilot and stuff that's not quite applicable the in the current core setting, but yeah, we'll do that. With that, we're like 20 seconds into the 20 seconds before we,
Yeah.
yeah. So with that, we are going to take a break because the system's going to mandate we take a break, and that's fine.
We're 30 minutes in.
Yep. So we're gonna be gone for about a minute and a half, and there we go.
Looks like we should be done.
All right, theoretically, we're back. Um, and if we're not, we'll be back soon. There we go.
We
Cool.
got welcome back, so I guess we
All
are.
right. So we are back. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the character creation side of Fringe. A lot of it will be the same. It's the same exact core system. Skills work the same. Combat works the same. Of course, we're adding laser guns and that sort of thing. Speaking of that, I've got some really fun stuff that we're doing with. Um, I'm kind of putting together some numbers where, and I'm not sure which way they'll go yet, but there's going to be kind of a crossover between rarity and power between projectile weapons and energy weapons. Because energy weapons are a thing, but energy shields are a thing. Projectile weapons are a thing, and armor is a thing. So there's going to be kind of a, as stuff goes up, it's going to be more or less rare. I haven't kind of figured out those curves yet, but we're getting there.
Brian's
Now,
had fun with weapons.
yes, and our weapons systems, we're not changing anything from the core book, where we'll have a small list of kind of generic small, medium, large guns. Here's some examples. Here's a couple special weapons. And maybe later, if I really feel like it, I'll come out with a splat book of weapons, but that's just for the geek in me. Um, let's face it, it's what it would be. Let's see here. So, the one thing I wanted to cover. Make sure I transition. Hey, I got it. Cool. Okay, so I want to talk about space travel. So this map is actually on the Fringe um, Kickstarter. This is our current working known galaxy for Fringe. This has been through a couple revisions so far. I think we're kind of landed where we're going to be. The green lines bouncing between the systems there, that's our gate network. So gates are, there's basically two modes of FTL travel. There's what we call the gate network, which is fixed point A to point B. A very, very massive gate connects the 2 points and only the 2 points. And that's it. And they're timed very specifically. And then there is, and they can only operate unidirectionally. So it's on one way for so long, and then it's on the other direction for so long. It's just how the traffic works. And all that is controlled between the major systems. The other is what we call quantum tunneling. And this is not quite, it's not hyperspeed, it's literally quantum connection, point to point. However, the QT drives require two things. They require a ship brain, so they require a living brain that is grown with the ship, with a lot of built-in stuff in that, and they require a pilot who has the faith tech gene to operate with both the QT drive and the ship brain to connect and guide point to point. Those are the big.
Good money in being a pilot.
Yeah, yeah. There's plenty to do with being a pilot. And they are important. Now, those drives are large and expensive, and so they're found on medium class or higher ships. So you're not going to have a Millennium Falcon actually have a QT drive. You won't have an X-wing have a QT drive. They're just not going to do that. So you're going to have carrier ships or even ferry transport ships bounce system to system around between the systems, taking starships. So docking a starship at one system, dropping them off at the next, just like a bus route in space.
Ferries.
um, but
It's just a great river and you're taking the ferry.
pretty much, pretty much. The other thing with that is those drives and the gates cannot be anywhere close to a gravity well. So the one thing that we do with this is that travel time from inside the gravity well, so let's say from Earth out to near where what used to be a planet called Pluto is. Pluto is still there, it's no longer a planet. Or is, I don't know, it changes yearly, whatever. But
Diehards will never
I
acknowledge
know,
it's
right?
changed.
And I just ticked off everybody, which is amazing. I just ticked off every science nerd out there, whether they're pro
Well,
Pluto
over
or
a
anti
certain
Pluto.
age.
Yep.
Over a certain age.
Anyways, so you've got to get way out beyond the um, gravity well at sublight speeds before you can engage a QT drive or before you can get to. Just got another follower. Cool. Thank you very much. I apologize. I didn't see the name.
But I'm just.
So
It just makes me think. Pop, 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 pop.
Yep. So this travel outbound takes time, which allows story in and of that. Yes, and as a GM, yes, you can fast forward anytime you want, but it also allows interesting story. It allows characters to travel stuff on the another subscriber. Cool. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate. Oh,
Somebody already know.
welcome. Welcome. I'm sure I've seen you on the server as well. Thank you and welcome. We're chatting about we're actually chatting about the Kickstarter that I'm currently running, which is a sci-fi setting for my tabletop. Come on. There we go. There we go.
Banner to the top of the chat.
Yep. Yes, and it is pinned to the top of the chat. So, it's a sci-fi setting for my tabletop game. Normally these discoveries are world building. We do this every other weekend or every other week. Sorry, on Wednesdays. Today is kind of special because in about 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes, my Kickstarter funds and woohoo means we get to push forward. So, yeah. But normally these discoveries we're actually doing world building, which means way more chaotic. Yeah. Travel, as I was talking about, travel in Fringe is at a vastly different pace. Far more story based. Trying to think if there's anything else. Those are the big thing. Those are the big things that are coming in Fringe.
Not like we edited the character sheets drastically different because
yeah, the character sheets really aren't. What's really interesting is the character sheets as we add to them. I'm finding ways to squeeze in the new stuff, and most of the new stuff is going to be, pardon me, ported back and usable with the modern day stuff. So, like the augmentation that we were talking about with the faith, the artifact based tattooing, this system, once we have it out in Fringe, if you want to run, if you feel comfortable enough to run a campaign in something like an American Indian setting, or a um, uh, something with a Maori tribe uh, on the other side of the globe, where the tattoos are not just ritual tattoos, but they actually are powerful tattoos. This is actually the framework that you could use to do that. Um, and there's examples all over the world that I'm completely blanking on right now. But yeah. So who else? What else? I think that's it. So we've got the 8 new aliens, bunch of fun stuff that will be eventually making its way into the core book. Oh, the one thing, so I will show you the one stretch goal we did not hit, 2 stretch goals we did not hit, but I'm still working on. I just don't have to have them done by November. um, unless you guys come up with a whole lot of money quick, and then I'm screwed. Um, so the 2 stretch goals that we have, the Groundbreaker encounter. So I am creating a module. Um, yes. Thank you, Danielle, for doing that. So the Groundbreaker encounter, we are coming up with a one-shot module. It's not a one-shot. It's going to be a multi-session shot. Big scary
Nothing
spaceship.
nothing we ever create ever stays as small as we originally planned.
No, no. And this is going to be a mile-long starship that is a sandbox encounter. So yeah, that one's going to be really, really fun. That's coming. I'm working on that as soon as I get Fringe done. And then I have started a brand new sci-fi novel called Fallen Sun. It is book 1 of the new series, Life on the Fringe. It has so for those of you who don't know, I have a fan club that I call my Stump Squad. The reason they're called the Stump Squad, the reason I'm called the one-legged GM, is because I literally have one leg. Okay, I have 1 1/4 legs, but 1 1/4 leg GM is more of a mouthful. So one-legged GM it is. So I have a Stump Squad, which is my fan club, which is something you buy into, where I use those who join, they become characters in my world. I have several. This will be full of Stump Squad members, including 4 very, very special. I've been waiting to use these characters for this novel. Well, yeah, celebrities who are actually going to be in this novel.
Some a little more recent than others.
Some of them very recently.
Yes.
One of which is actually one of the main characters is Aaron Douglas. You may know him as Chief Tyrrell from Battlestar Galactica. Super nice guy. Was happy to join the squad, and is happy to be a character in the book. The next one is another main character. Is a gentleman named Don Gibbs. You may His most famous, at least in my opinion, is Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Super nice guy. Also part of my Stump Squad and also part of this book.
Imagine that.
Yep.
He may have not been on the nerd side, but he really is.
Yes. I mean,
at the end, he is.
I was gonna say Revenge of the Nerds 2, he absolutely is, because he joined he joined
at
Lambda
the end of
Lambda
the one,
Lambda
yeah.
in the end. He had a redemption arc in 2, which I love about it. Anyways, the third one just joined in July. Garrett Wang from Ensign Kim from Star Trek Voyager. Another super nice guy. Fantastic guy who joined. And then most recently, one of my good friends, David, who routinely pops up. surprised he's not in here tonight. Routinely pops up. He was able to sign Don McMillan, the engineer comedian who does the PowerPoint comedy. He's now an engineer in this book. So, yeah. Uh, and that's not to denigrate any of the other Stump Squad members who are in the book. Um, but hey, when I get names to show up, why not, right? Um, yeah. So that is coming. I have started that. Won't be here by November because I just don't have time finishing Fringe and doing that. Hopefully by next year, though. My hope is by February of next year to actually have Fallen Sun done. At least book one. And then we'll be on to the other books. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Most of the stuff that we do for this Kickstarter, if you're local, we'll do local pickup in November. If not, if you're US based, we're going to use USPS flat rate shipping. Save everybody some money. Make sure it's trackable. Make sure it's insured. Outside the US, we're still looking and trying to figure out the best possible options. If you back the Kickstarter, like I said, we've got now 2 hours and 9 minutes left. 3 hours and 9 minutes left. I can't count today. If you're outside the US, we'll figure it out. We're going to be using BackerKit for the fulfillment and for the surveys. We're not going to be doing late pledges. We're going to absolutely have add-ons, but we're not doing late pledges. This is a fast turn and burn to get stuff done and ordered.
Doesn't mean it won't be available on the website before you know it.
Right.
So
if you don't
somebody
end up
misses
backing
out,
it,
they can get it.
It will be available on the website and at shows in November. But it won't be the signature edition with all of the signatures. So, for those of us who are collectors, and the hardcovers will not be available. We're only doing hardcovers through the Kickstarter.
Last chance to get the pretty ones.
Yep. Yep.
You know, you all love the hardcovers. This is the core book. Let's see if I can get it in view. There we
go. You go. That's the leather edition core book.
This is fancy.
Those were a once and done. I really honestly tried to figure out how to do them for this one. But the costs were so ridiculous. They were expensive then. They're beyond expensive now. I figured out I would have to charge almost $100 for the tiny Fringe book in leather, which is just, look, I love you guys as fans, for those of you who are fans, but none of you love me that much, and that's okay. It's fine.
Not in today's economy.
And I had a minimum order of like 10, which is ridiculous. So, yeah.
Not when you're faced with 16 backers.
Yep. Bigger one, maybe.
But the other hardcover is pretty enough.
Yeah, it is. What's fun
and it stops basic bullets.
Yes, it does. Actually, the hardcover, the standard hardcover of the game book did stop at 22. Yes. For those of you who missed it, I was talking about some of the add-ons. The add-ons I've got where is it? Scroll all the way down. I've got my Knightsbane trilogy, which is 800 plus pages. It's a chunky book. It makes a great improvised weapon. It does not make great armor. Stops at 22, stops at 9. It does not stop much of else. Just because, well...
Not great, but it does something.
Adequate.
It's more than your fleshiness.
That is true. In a pinch, strap a bunch of them to your chest, you're going to be okay. If you can walk. Hardcovers, as you said, In the apocalypse, go to a library, grab all the hardcovers you can, stack hardcovers together. Multiple layers
You
of
need
hardcovers really work really well.
the law books.
Yes. Yep.
That's where your pages are. That's where
Law
the covers
books,
are.
dictionaries, thesauruses, thesaurusai.
There's Let's not get into grammar. I don't think either of us are enough
And
with
now
it
I've
today.
broken every librarian's brain out there, or English major's brain. Yes. Um, See, I told you David show up.
The day after tomorrow explained there are books you can burn because it's not the greatest books lost in time.
Yes,
It's law. it's
that's fair.
it's just the legal stuff.
Um, Anyways, so that is, we've been doing this for about an hour now. Um, that in a nutshell is our Kickstarter. So you've got about 3 hours left to back it. The link is pinned in the comments, in the chat. Um,
So
we
David,
have
we talked about travel, we talked about the map, we talked about the races, we talked about the new background. What else did we talk about?
new archetypes. Yeah.
uh,
There are
augmentation, augmentations.
augmentations. There are a few new skills.
The fact that
Again, there's no starship skills in the core book. There are now starship skills in the fringe setting.
and the fact that
Not very many.
humans are no more.
Humans are technically no more. They are now Terrans. Humans only cockroached so long. Um, Now the Terrans are the new cockroaches. And they're even harder to kill. Anyways, yeah, it's a fun setting. I've been running beta tests for quite a while now. It really works well. It's a gritty setting. Much more. I had someone ask me about it. It is much more Serenity esque for feel than it is Star Trek.
I think if you create enough, you could probably red dwarf it too.
Yep. I just got notified that we're gonna get an ad break in about 5 minutes. We're gonna be
We
done
can just
before that.
dismiss it.
Yeah.
Let's just dismiss it this
Actually,
time.
snooze it.
Oh, I dismissed. Sorry.
That's okay. I can snooze it.
Okay.
So, anyways, because we're gonna end up here very shortly. No use sending everybody to an ad. Yeah. So, if you like sci-fi, if you like what you see, back it. We're about $45 from hitting the actual first stretch goal, which is that, which is
The map is
no, it's the artwork. But we did, everybody who does back. Let me find the update. Everybody who does back it is going to get. Come on, where's my updates? Thank you. Is going to get a sticker. We just released the design of the sticker. Come on. There we go. It is a chrome sticker. It's a 4x4. The gray area around is not gonna be it. It's the shiny area that is that. Yeah, it's gonna be a good. It's a fun sticker. Everybody who backs it physically gets that.
But now's the time to change anything, add anything on,
Yep.
upgrade things.
Or even back it if this is your first goal. If you like a tabletop role playing game that is pretty darn easy to run, it's much more story driven. It is, it's combat is quick and deadly for characters. It's quick for players. If you even do combat, you can actually run stuff without combat. Completely open magic system. It's a lot of fun to run. It's not nearly as crunchy as some of the others. And it's not put out by an evil corporation. I may be a chaotic
I
evil
mean,
GM. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not an evil corporation.
yeah, it's going to be a long time before we're at the point where we can justify turning to the dark side.
Yeah, yeah. Couldn't afford to do
It's a
that if we
long,
wanted to.
it's a long ways off. Long way.
Very
Maybe
true.
another generation will make it.
Maybe. Anyways, back the project. I don't know if Silhouette's back. If you are, awesome. If not, I'm sorry you did not come back.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you for
who
everyone who subbed
else?
and followed today.
Um,
And if you would like to sub, we are for this month. It's 25% off a sub. I believe 30% if it's a new sub.
yeah,
So now's the time to sub if you're considering it.
yep. Um, if you're interested, oneleggedgm.com is the website. Let me throw up. I know the Kickstarter's pinned. I'm going to go ahead and throw up there the Discord, the YouTube, and the website. They're all there.
Come, come join our fun.
Yep. So oneleggedgm.com, bit.ly/OLGM Discord, bit.ly/OLGM YouTube. It's almost like I thought those through. Um, uh, if anything else, come see us on Discord. Hang out with us. We are cool. We are a small, friendly, and growing chat. And if you haven't backed it yet and you're interested in sci-fi stuff for tabletop, pick up the setting book, if nothing else, for an interesting setting. So we will talk to you later. We will see you in 2 weeks where we will be back to our normal discoveries. We will pick up with where we left off with, what did we call that silly truck
I don't think
stop?
we named it. I don't think we got that far.
It's
We
it's
we got too
a
distracted.
we did. It's a not Bucky's owned.
Oh, oh no, we sort of named. Wasn't it just the? Is it? What was the name of our characters? Nibble,
It's
not Nibble.
Nibbles and Bites, or Nibbles and
Nibbles and
Yips. Nibbles and
Nibbles and
Yips.
Yips.
Anyways,
I think it was just Nibbles and Yips, if I remember
I
correctly.
think so. So
Because
basically,
Michael
it's a
was contemplating a logo.
giant. It is absolutely a giant, giant
Bucky's
mega
ripoff.
travel plaza owned by a gerbil thrope and a Chihuahua thrope. And if that doesn't pique your interest, I got nothing for you. Um, so next time we get together, which is in 2 weeks, we will actually be putting together a one shot that takes place at that travel plaza, and I have no idea what that's going to be.
You want to join us? Mothman hangs out there.
That's true. That is absolutely. I think Jersey Devil also hangs out there occasionally. I'm pretty sure. Um. Anyways, that's it for me. Danielle, you got anything else?
Nope, nothing from me. Right.
All right. Cool. I will see you folks in a couple weeks. We'll see you all back here. Have a great